Ever found yourself endlessly scrolling the Nintendo eShop, trying to figure out which game is actually worth your time? Well, we've all been there, but hey, you're in luck. Top 5 games that are worth your cash, and are they really worth the purchase? And you're probably wondering, who's the weirdo in the thumbnail? Enter my brother Josh. He, my friend, is a nerd, but who better to ask than the man himself, cause he's obsessed with things Nintendo. But he does know his stuff, even though sometimes I want to strangle him, but that's what siblings are for. For each game, we'll go over the benefits of multiplayer, gameplay performance, and tell you if this game is worth it and why. But enough of the boring stuff. Mass Genocide is our first game.
Excuse me, that mass genocide game is called Mario Kart 8, but that's not all the game is about. When you're racing around the track at blistering speeds in single player, or completely thrashing your enemies in balloon battle, I love Mario Kart because of all the fun characters, apart from Pink or Peach. Personally, I love the Grand Prix mode. Bowser ain't passing me, but like I said, there's more to this game than just destroying AI. Like Balloon Battle, this is one of my favourite modes in the game. You have to blow other people's balloons before they blow yours up. Okay, maybe this game is just about wanton violence, but I digress. I hate it when I have to give up the control to someone else, but if I'm in a 1v1 with someone, best believe I'm running whoever it is in front of me off that track. If I'm on my own or with my family, Mario Kart 8 is an incredible game. Personally, it will never beat my DS because I have a lot more memories attached to it, but for the modern age, it's good enough.
Performance also plays a role in experience. The game runs at a solid 60 FPS, and if you have an OLED Switch, the graphics really pop, drawing you into what the game has to offer. If I had to say, I think this is the best looking game out of the bunch, and you can definitely tell Nintendo has put their best foot forward with this one, prioritizing performance and graphics, which makes it a must play if you're playing with families or friends. However, unfortunately, at the moment, the only human I can play with is this monstrosity. Though, when it comes to it, I definitely think Mario Kart 8 is 100% worth it, whether you're playing with friends or by yourself. It always keeps that competitive feeling going among the family, meaning that if I lose, I might assault the nearest human. But on a serious note, I think the value this game offers is unparalleled compared to previous versions, allowing for this game to go down in history as the best version of Mario Kart to exist, making it more than worth the money. Of course, I have to be the one to introduce this one, and the reason why is because this is my favourite game, stemming back to the Xbox 360, and in a way, it does fall short in some aspects, but it isn't enough to let the game down as a whole, because at the end of the day, we have Minecraft in the portable format, and multiplayer is the main reason why I choose this game for the Nintendo Switch, as it pairs well with the Nintendo Switch's portability factor, meaning if you're out in the wild and have a Switch console handy, you could quickly engage in split screen, highlighting the value this game has to offer when it comes to Nintendo Switch. But there's a factor that can make the purchase hard for some, and that is the graphics. When you first launch the game, you'll need to log in, but you may encounter frequent bugs and experience the game locking up on you, forcing you to restart the game, especially when you begin gameplay. You can definitely tell that this game is meant to be running at 60 FPS, but struggles to meet this goal. In the settings, you can choose your own custom frame rate, and if you turn down the graphics, you can definitely see the frame rate jump back up to 60 FPS. However, it depends if you're willing to sacrifice graphics for more of a stable frame rate. But after all, it's up to you. If I'm looking for more of a stable frame rate, then the PS4 would be a great option for me. When it comes to the question of, is it worth it? Then that's a hard one to answer. The game itself is worth it, but the unstable frame rate can be annoying for some, especially if you're playing in a custom mode, where there may be a lot of entities or light automations that can be taxing on the Switch's hardware. However, one game that does run well on the Switch is Crash Bandicoot 4, and who better to tell us than this big forehead, long nose, cripple neck, runway forehead, millimeter defeat, or crusty dusty toenail Josh.
I have a complicated relationship with this meddling marsupial. The number of times that I've completed this franchise, but this is it. This is the big boy. Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about freaking time. I love this game. Supposedly the hardest game in the series. Not when you lock yourself in the room and play it every day with no breaks because I have no friends. Unfortunately, this game doesn't support multiplayer anyway, even if I did have friends in the main story. However, there is a mode in this game called Bandicoot Battle, where you race fellow players through some select levels. Crash Bandicoot is a platform/adventure game that is ridiculously difficult compared to its predecessors. The game is about the lovable Crash Bandicoot in a constant bout with Dr. Neo Cortex, or as I like to call him, Toblerone Head. Now, if you're thinking of playing this game, I would seriously consider therapy, as you're going to need it. The amount of times I have made a jump only to miss is astronomical. Overall, Crash Bandicoot is a rage-inducing, control-snapping son of a bitch. But that's part of the fun. When you're able to beat these ridiculously complex levels, the confidence you feel is unfathomable. I loved every second of this game and would highly recommend you play it if you have the chance. This is called the Wonder Flower. This thing can either make or break your experience for some fans. Imagine playing with your friends. Someone might end up throwing a controller at someone's head. Regardless of your opinion of the Wonder Flower, this game is still full of adorable characters that you recognise, which makes the game still fun and charming for all ages. The multiplayer in this game is better than some games. Luigi's Mansion, I'm looking at you. But it's not great. Every time player 1 moves forward, player 2 is dragged along with them, which can be really frustrating if I'm trying to collect all the coins and secrets and player 2 is charging 50 miles ahead of me. The multiplayer in this game isn't terrible, but it's not ideal if you're looking for secrets. You might want to just avoid bringing a friend, unless the challenge is to see who can knock each other's teeth out first. This game runs at a solid 60 frames per second and rarely lags during multiplayer, which is really good for Nintendo. Luigi, I'm still looking at you. This game is good, just don't invite the whole family to play, otherwise you might break the Switch. Mario Wonder is definitely worth it. Despite its minor issues, it's a nice way to wind down after a long day, and just to lose yourself in the batshit craziness this game has to offer. I would 100% recommend it if you have the time.
Fortnite is great for gaming on the Switch. Because of its portability, whether you're at home or out and about, it allows you to easily start a match with another person. This makes the Switch a good fit for Fortnite, although there are still some issues with graphics. When you start Fortnite, the first thing you'll notice is that the Switch struggles to run the game, as the console consumes more power to sustain it. This can result in the Switch overheating if not enough ventilation is provided. However, this is a minor trade-off for having Fortnite available on the Switch. The most important part is graphics, and this is where you'll notice the frame rate is choppy, running at an unstable 30 FPS. You may notice that other players have a slight edge in reaction time, as they're more likely to see you first and react accordingly. Now it begs the question, is Fortnite for the Switch worth it? The game itself is fun, packed with content, but unstable frame rate may be a problem for some, especially if you encounter an enemy player. However, the ability to play anywhere adds a lot of value. If you don't mind reduced graphics quality, for the convenience of portability, Fortnite on the Switch can be a good option, especially if that's all you have, and most importantly, it's free. So if you don't like the performance, you can always uninstall.
You're supposed to be stood here! You know what to do! Thanks for having me. I enjoyed looking at these games with you, and I hope we can do it again sometime. Oh, Jay, your voice is in the background.
My voice!
Oh, Crash. I hate this, man. Just got in there.
Monstrosity, you good? I proper smashed your head then. Are you good?
Where?
I thought I should have.
Shh, I know when I stutter.
Almost done the video.
What?
Almost done.
Yeah, no, tell me about it.
That was quick.
No, it's not. I've got Mario Wonder still.